Hi friends, a very warm welcome back to our channel. I am Chanda Mama. This is your Chanda Mama bringing you a new story today titled He Who Made Good. The story published in the Chanda Mama magazine. So let's start with the story. There was once a wealthy merchant who had three sons. After they had finished their studies, he called them to him one after the other and asked each one, "Son, what will you do for your living?" "Father," the eldest son replied, "I want to become a doctor. Give me enough money to study medicine, and I shall become a doctor, treat my patients, and earn my livelihood." The father agreed and gave him the necessary funds. "I want to become a trader like you, father," the second one said. "If you can provide me with the necessary capital, I will earn profits and live upon them." The father agreed and provided his second son the capital he needed. Only the third son hesitated to answer his father's question. The father insisted upon an answer, so the boy, who was named Chandrakant, at last blurted out, "I want to become a thief, father." His father was so shocked by these words. So were his elder brothers. Then they got angry. "What do you mean by that?" his father demanded. "Why should you become a thief? Stop fooling and select a more honorable way of life." But Chandrakanta would not change his mind. "In this world," he said, "the thieves have the utmost honor and wealth. I will become the thief and nothing else." Neither his father nor his brothers could dissuade him from becoming a thief. "Go and become a thief," his father shouted at him. "Get out of my house. You shall not have a pipe from me. And don't expect any help either from me or from your brothers when they catch you and hang you. I mean it." Before the news of this quarrel spread, Chandrakant went to his father's cashier and said, "I want 5,000 rupees at once." The cashier gave the sum without hesitation, and that very night Chandrakant departed with the money. Some years went by. The merchant became old. His trade dwindled and he had several rivals. Some of them joined together and ruined his business. They bribed the officials in order to delay the dispatch and arrival of his goods. He could not get credit. His debtors did not pay him. Slowly, his condition became so miserable that he had to depend upon his sons for his existence. But, as ill luck would have it, his sons fared no better. The eldest son studied medicine, became a doctor, and set up a practice in a certain town. The doctors of the town did not like the new person. They wanted to drive him away. They came to see him and said to him, "We shall look after you. You don't worry. Being a new doctor, you may not get patients for some time, but we will send you some of our rich patients. After some time, you will become famous and will know no help would required from us." Then they sent their hopeless cases to him, and most of them died while under his treatment. For all diseases are not curable, and he got only incurable cases. After a time, the local doctors again paid a visit to the merchant's son and said, "Unfortunately, the persons who died while your charge were important persons. We have a reliable news that the chief minister is thinking of trying you for neglect of patients and even murder. We advise you to be on your guard." The merchant's eldest son was frightened. He got disgusted with his profession. Without telling anyone, he left the town with his wife and children and went to his father's place. A similar misfortune befell the second son too. As a result of his father's reverses, he got into no credit. Soon he had to wind up his trade and take the shopkeeping. Having failed in this too, he went to his father. There was no news of Chandrakant at all. The father and the elder brother thought that he must have been jailed or hanged long ago, but in this they were quite mistaken. After taking 5,000 rupees from his father's cashier, Chandrakant journeyed for several days and arrived in a petty kingdom. Chandrakant paid a visit to the king and made a gift of 5,000 rupees, which he had with him. The king was extremely pleased with the gift, as well as the young man who made it. "Who are you?" the king asked Chandrakant. "What do you want from me in return?" "Your Highness," Chandrakant replied, I have not come to you seeking property or fortune. Admit me to your court and grant me a private audience for a few minutes every day. I shall give you 5,000 rupees each time." The king was both surprised and pleased. He had several courtiers who were always demanding gifts, but none who made them. So the king looked upon this young man with great favour and agreed to his request. The next day, Chandrakant attended court. He had already obtained information regarding the worth of each one of the courtiers. While talking to the king confidentially, he kept looking at one of the richest courtiers. Later, the rich courtier approached Chandrakant and said, "Sir, the king was telling you in confidence something about me. It made me anxious. Will you kindly let me know what he spoke? I shall show you my gratitude in a suitable manner." "I do not know why," Chandrakant replied, "but the king seems to be very angry with you." "Kind sir," the courtier said anxiously, "pacify the king and I'll give you whatever you want." "Well," Chandrakant said, "there's nothing impossible with money. Give me 10,000 rupees and I shall try my best to pacify the king." He got the 10,000 rupees, of which he gave the king 5,000. In the entire court, there was not a single person who did not suffer from guilty conscience. So each day, Chandrakant looked at one of the courtiers while he and king whispered together, and the victim approached Chandrakant and paid him money. Chandrakant, in his turn, paid the king. Even the ministers were not spared. Chandrakant dropped all, paid the king, got more and more into the king's favour and prospered very well. Soon he was the richest person in the land and his influence was enormous. While Chandrakant prospered, his father and brothers reached utter destitution. At times they went without food. Even their wives and children were starving. Then one day a large caravan arrived at their door. Some soldiers entered the house and asked for the old merchant. Then they showed him heaps of fine clothes and costly ornaments and said, "Sir, your youngest son sent you all these gifts. We are ready to take you to him as soon as you are ready to start." The merchant and his two elder sons were extremely happy. They were amazed that the one who wanted to become a robber should make good. They wore new clothes, put on the ornaments and got into the palanquins sent for them and started to join Chandrakant, who had prospered. So this was the story, He Who Made Good, published in the Chandamama magazine. Till I come back with a new story and a new episode, till then stay safe and take care. This is your Chandamama signing off from your channel. Thank you.